The future of invasive research on chimpanzees and other great apes is a controversial one. Every modern industrialized nation around the world has banned invasive procedures on chimpanzees and the other great apes except the United States. In the United States, the Animal Welfare Act of 1966, the Endangered Species Act of 1973, as well as the more recent Chimp Act, among other laws, have restricted invasive research. Breeding moratoriums passed in the 90s have significantly dropped the number of chimpanzees in laboratories. Today, less than 1,000 chimps are still available for invasive research. These trends show the United States policy catching up to the policy of the rest of the world. Opponents of invasive research believe it is our moral duty to protect the chimpanzees because they are our closest living relative. Chimpanzees have been recognized to have the emotional capacity to feel a wide range of emotions, from happiness and sadness to even anxiety. Opponents of invasive procedures argue that they are cruel and inhumane, and even bring on needless suffering and torture to the animals. They also argue that many of the benefits that we have found through invasive research on chimpanzees and other great apes have been grossly over-exaggerated. Public opinion polls in the United States have favored ending invasive research, supporting opponents' arguments. Proponents, on the other hand, of invasive research argue that it was only through that type of research we were able to save millions of lives. They argue that the great apes played a vital role in the development of such things as the polio and hepatitis A and B vaccines, as well as providing a model for many HIV treatments that are still used today. Proponents also argue that because chimpanzees are our closest living relative, they provide the best animal model that can be related back to humans. Because of the great apes' vital role in past disease research, they argue that chimps are a great resource to tackle future illness. After examining these and many other arguments and evidence I found in my research, I've decided to favor with the proponents and the continuation of invasive procedures on the great apes. Under my proposed solution, 1,000 chimpanzees will remain available for invasive research. Future approval of invasive experiments must meet strict guidelines, and they also will be gauged on their benefit to humanity and the risk to the animal. My final decision was based on the fact that chimpanzees and other great apes have played a vital role in the development of many vaccines and treatments that have saved millions of lives. The chimpanzees' great similarity to humans is what made this possible. Therefore, they also provide the best model to tackle future disease and illness. One day, in the light of future alternatives, invasive procedures on the great apes will be made obsolete. Until that day, however, chimpanzees and the other great apes are a valuable resource and an important tool that we cannot do without in a research setting. Although I wish no harm or suffering upon the chimpanzees or other great apes, my moral duty is greater to that of humans than it is to the great apes. If one great ape must be sacrificed to save 1,000 humans, then the end justifies the means.